Hello! Today we're going to be testing a Samson G-Track Pro you see over here. Currently you're listening to my day-to-day microphone, which is a Deity VO7U on an Elgato low-profile arm. So that's what I typically use, but let's go ahead and get into the TLDR of this microphone. So in general, the Samson G-Track Pro on the Pro side has no Apple driver. You just plug the USB in and it works. So no worries there. It's got a mute button on the front of it. It has a carded pickup pattern amongst other patterns that can be chosen. There's a solid metal body construction, although some of the fit and finish is a little sloppy in places. And it's got a power switch in the back, which is nice for privacy because you can turn the mic off and know that your voice is not going out anywhere. On the con side, it's extremely heavy for a microphone of this size. So much so that I didn't put it on my Samson, or my Elgato low profile arm. It was just too heavy. It was bending it down to the desk. There's a high self noise when the microphone gets moved around, and you'll see that in a bit. And it's got poor off access rejection, which means in a cardioid pickup pattern, if I turn the mic away, you can still hear my voice pretty well, which means you can pick up background noises pretty well with this mic, which is not what you want for Zoom. It's got a legacy USB, like the old style, almost square printer USB connection on the bottom, so cables might be a little difficult to find, and it's costly. Currently, it's available in many places for about $140, and I think there are probably smaller and better options for video meeting technologies. So let's go ahead and get into the Samson G-Track Pro. So next to me here, you can see, here's the microphone itself, the Samson. It's fairly large. There's the size of my hand next to it. It's got a good solid metal construction. I'm going to go through a few tests so you can judge for yourself the quality of the microphone. So first let's do a polar pattern test. We're looking for off-axis rejection. By doing this test, we can see not only how well that polar pattern is actually picking up the way it's supposed to be, but does it pick up stuff in the background. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate the microphone 180 degrees, rotating it right now. Still rotating it, and the microphone is spaced 180 degrees away from me, so my voice should be extremely low. We'll go ahead and turn it back. Okay, let's go ahead and do a plosive test. One quick note though, just good microphone housekeeping. Try and keep the polar pattern at about a 45-degree angle away from your direction of speech. What that does is it avoids plosives and sibilants. So whatever mic you suggest that you like to use, I would suggest that you use that manner so you're speaking through the pattern, not directly into the microphone. So plosive test. People were pleased to find that Peter Piper had picked a pizza and procured pickles for the presenters. Next one will be a sibilant test. Ice, icicle. 76 Central Street. Smart shoppers saunter south for sandwiches. See some selected samples soon. So now we're going to do a proximity test. I'll go ahead and pick up the microphone and put it a little closer to me. This is a proximity test of the Samson G-Track Pro. It's approximately 1 to 2 inches away from my mouth, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and set it back down here, and you're probably hearing a little bit of that self noise. Now it's 12 inches again from my mouth. I'll go ahead and take a step back. So this is the microphone capsule, approximately 2 feet or 24 inches from my mouth. And take another step back. This is the quality you can expect out of this microphone when someone's speaking about 4 feet from the capsule. Next, I'm going to run a background noise file that has been designed to produce what is a post office, a busy post office, but could be an office, like open office, at about 70 dB next to the microphone. Now, if you've ever worked in an open office designed with, reflective surfaces, hardwood floors, that kind of thing, this is actually pretty accurate. Okay, so here's the background noise file running at about 70 dB at the microphone capsule itself. Again, I'm about 12 inches away from the mic capsule. And I'm going to read a little bit. We are committed to an internet that includes all peoples of the earth, where a person's demographic characteristics do not determine their online access, opportunities, or quality of experience. So that gives you an idea of what the background noise rejection is like. So I'm going to continue speaking about 12 inches from the mic capsule. And let me snap my fingers behind me, get some background noise going there, and see how well the microphone picks that up. I'll clap my hands off to one side. This is off to my left. I'm going to crop to my right, which is a little bit more in the polar pattern. Let's see how well it rejects that. Now the shock rejection test. This is where the mic has a problem. It's got a lot of self-handling noise. So if I bump into the mic, if I move it at all, you can hear the noise. Let me go ahead and type on the keyboard. You can hear and this is a modern Dell keyboard, quiet key, supposed to be keyboard. I'll go ahead and just knock on the desk real quick, and you can hear, somebody comes up to the desk or they're leaning during a meeting and they just tap the desk. You can hear the self noise coming through from the body of the microphone. That's an issue. So that's about all we have for the Samson G-Track Pro. Thank you so much for listening to my review.